Hey guys, Wayback Rewind here. The video home system dominated the market for over 3 decades, and over half of those produced full-size camcorders. At some point they faded away due to the rise of digital video and other formats. But when exactly was the last VHS made? We're going to find out, coming up next, here on Wayback Rewind. Full-size VHS camcorders actually came after the compact versions. So I have two of the PV200 full-size VHS camcorders. These came out in late 1985. The compact VHS actually beat them to the market, and you could play compact VHS tapes in a full-size VCR with the aid of this adapter. But apparently, people couldn't be bothered to use these adapters and preferred having a tape they could play directly in these machines just by putting the tape in. So I began my quest for the last VHS camcorder by looking at the full-sized RCA camcorders. These were manufactured at least as late as 2001. Now the full-size VHS camcorder is unique in the world of portable electronics. Usually the goal is to make it as small as humanly possible, but people were buying full-size VHS camcorders 100% for the convenience. So as time went on, these cameras were made as simple and as inexpensive as possible with as few features as you could imagine, which is unusual because usually manufacturers are packing in as many features as you possibly can. Wow, this is like opening a birthday present. This is impressive. Mother Sparkle gave me a handwritten note describing how she bought this camera from an estate sale from an elderly lady selling off her possessions. You know, for a lot of people, this is just a business. I have a passion for these old cameras. It's not really just a business for me, but it's amazing when you get a handwritten note thanking you for the purchase, and stickers, and I can honestly say this is the first camera I've ever opened that was wrapped like a birthday present. Power supply. And there you have it. This is a relatively new camcorder as far as full-size VHS camcorders go. I don't know if I'll be able to power it up with this adapter or not. We'll find out. Looks like this adapter maybe attached to the machine. Maybe, maybe not. Don't think so. This power adapter does connect to the back of the camera with a DC to DC cable. That should allow it to power up without a battery. You have power to the adapter. Let's grab that DC to DC cable out of here. Good thing they provided that, because there's so many different sizes and polarities. Wouldn't want to have to guess that. We have connection. Let's see if we can power this thing up. Let's see what's going on inside the viewfinder. It's hard to see this, but it is lit up perfectly. It is lit up. Has built-in RCA ports, which is kind of unusual. This is not of the Panasonic design. Looks like they took a lot of simplifications to make this as small as possible. It doesn't use that overly complicated connection. Let's see if it'll play a tape. See if we can figure out how to eject. Bring in an old school cable here. full-size VHS was only ever mono. It is working. From the camera section, let's load our Batman tape and see what happens. Switch it to VCR. Press play and see what happens.
I love stories, don't you?
And it's playing. I'm going to turn down the volume before I get a copyright strike. And I can demonstrate that it is playing. Although the lack of a battery is going to make it difficult to take out into the field. I do now once again own a full-size VHS camcorder that works. And this one has a color viewfinder, which is something that happened very late in the flow of full-size VHS. I don't know that any full-size VHS survived into the era of having a built-in screen. There might be one out there. I don't recall ever seeing one. This is the RCA 4391. RCA made a bewildering number of these cameras, juggling the features in such a way. Some had 32 digital zoom, some had 72, some had 24, some had the color viewfinder, this one has a black and white, some have the light, some do not. And all of them seem to have been aimed at the same market. People that want the simplest camera possible. This camera has no adjustments whatsoever. You do have a couple of digital effects that you can use while you're shooting, because this type of person is not going to edit. They're going to take this camera out of here and put it right into the VCR and play it. When you think about the cameras this was sold alongside, like the world's smallest camera here, this camera was being sold at the same time as this full-size VHS behemoth. So the VHS market was not for people that wanted the smallest possible camera. It was for people that wanted the simplest possible camera, and they were cheap. The ubiquitous broken handle. This one has the heel, color screen, 72 digital zoom. This one came with a battery. First time I've ever actually seen a battery for this. Let's see, we got ubiquitous broken handle. You've got a perfectly playing camera. Color screen is working. This one does not have the light. I honestly think the 72X is the only difference. The speaker sounds like it's blown. So the 4352 has a higher zoom ratio. The 4391 actually has the light and steady picks on it. An early 2000s version of Steadicam. So I'd have to say this one's a little bit nicer. I have to say this one is a little bit nicer because it's got the steady picks and it has the light. Typical manufacturers, they juggle all the features. They never give you everything. Apparently, they're always afraid if they give you everything, it's going to push the price out of range. So they make you pick and choose which features you want. I'm sure they have one with a color viewfinder and a color screen. Haven't stumbled on that option yet. Maybe in one of my boxes over here I have one. I'll keep looking. I think I got at least one more of these to open up, share with you. the ubiquitous broken handle, and the screen. Okay, that seems weird. Okay, first time I hit eject, nothing happened. Seems kind of weird. Okay, hit play, nothing happened. It had a little weird startup there, but it is playing.
Oh, no.
Had a little bit of a weird startup. It is playing. So here I am with 4 full-size RCA VHS camcorders. I don't normally buy untested camcorders, but I was having a lot of luck with these and I just got carried away. They're super inexpensive in terms of camcorders anyway. You can buy these untested for $20, $30, $40, sometimes even less. And I've been 4 for 4 with them. They all work perfectly fine. So here's the thing. These are the newest full-size VHS camcorders you can buy. This possibly is the last one ever made. I've got a review from Videomaker from 2001 on this camera. It's very simple. There's no camera adjustments. There are very few things to go wrong with it. By this time, the VHS mechanism was pretty much figured out. It was settled, made with the least amount of parts possible, least things to break. So here we are in 2024. They're still working perfectly fine. One of the interesting things has this little shoulder rest that pops out. Mainly for us old people, you have to be able to push the camera forward so that you can actually focus on the screen, and that shoulder rest helps with that considerable. The only issue that I've had is the battery. I tried to order a new battery. I don't think it's going to be fulfilled. The problem with the battery, I don't know how to overcome other than to have some other type of battery and rig it up to run this camera. But I would like to take this out and shoot some test footage. But just the experience of shooting with a full-size VHS camcorder would be kind of interesting to do that in 2024. Brand new, still in the wrapper, never been opened before. Remember when opening a VHS tape for the first time ever? It was like a ceremony. A case full of tapes cost as much as a small car these days. I guess I could have used the way it's supposed to open. And so there you have it. What is most probably the last VHS camcorder ever made, the RCA 4391, which I have right here. I have a review in Videomaker from the year 2001. It's a very basic bare bones camera with no adjustments whatsoever. But if you want a full-size VHS camcorder, you can't go wrong with these RCAs. I was 4 for 4 buying untested cameras and they all work, which almost never happens anywhere else. So I feel very good about these RCA full-size camcorders. If you found this interesting, please like or subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching.